I'm Colin Johanson. I'm the game director for Guild Wars 2.
Colin, what are you showing new here for Guild Wars 2 at PAX?
Well, we had a lot of big announcements today. We've taken over this hotel around me and brought in a ton of our fans. We've had huge lines outside all day long so we can show them a lot of the cool stuff that we've been working on. One of the biggest things that we showcased is we're taking the concept of giant boss battles to a whole nother level in our game. When we first launched, we had a lot of these really big bosses, and at the time we thought they were pretty hard. And what we quickly learned is that our players are way better at our game than we ever thought they would be, and that usually happens with any game. And within about a week, they basically beat all of these big open world bosses that we built. And so we set out to make something that was a giant open world boss encounter that hundreds of players are fighting against together at the same time, that is really challenging. That requires a huge amount of group coordination, it requires everyone working together. And we took one of our older bosses, Tequatl, who's a giant undead dragon, and we did a complete overhaul of him. And today people got to fight against him for the first time. We cheated and helped them out a little bit so they could see some of the different phases. So without us cheating, they wouldn't have come close to killing him. They got kind of close today with us even helping cheat, but no one was able to beat him. And we're going to put him out on live soon, September 17th, and turn him loose on the world and see what people can do. We also showcased our Looking for Group tool, which we've been working on for a long time. It goes really well with this content, so it's really easy anywhere in the game now. You can go into the Looking for Group tool, you can find people who are looking for doing the same stuff that you like to do, click a button and you're in their group and you're ready to go and you can go off and play.
Now what's it like? Your game's been live for a year today, so how is it like seeing your game evolve over this past year?
It's been amazing and insane and humbling. I don't have enough words to describe. I mean, this last year's been a whirlwind. You know, we put the game out and we had certain expectations for what we would do and how we would do sales-wise, and we've blown all of those away. Everything that the game has done so far is more than we ever imagined it could do, and we haven't even taken the game into the East yet. And we're at numbers that we were dreaming of. And you know, that with that comes a lot of pressure. We look around every day saying we have this massive audience. We have to find ways to keep them really happy, to keep them engaged, to make them really enjoy our game world. And one of the things that we did is, for the first 6 months or so after we launched, we were doing major updates every 1 month. We would add a free release to the game with a ton of new content for people to play. And we decided that's not good enough. We want to be faster than that. We want to change our game constantly, and we want to do it for free. And we restructured our entire company. We restructured the way that we build releases, the way our engineers work, the way our design team works, all the back-end technology that we use to develop content, to allow us to put out releases every 2 weeks now instead. So every 14 days for free in Guild Wars 2, you're now getting tons of free new content all the time. And the world is constantly changing and evolving around you. So every time you log in, there's new things to experience. I would say that's been the biggest thing that we've taken on in the last year, is really growing that capacity for what a living game can be. And it permeates across all parts of our game. You know, our world versus world is constantly growing. We just announced today that we're going to have our first worldwide season. And think of this like a sports season. All of our different worlds or servers are split up into different leagues based on how good they are currently. And they're going to have an entire season-long battle against the teams within their league. And the best worlds will rank up on top and get a bunch of extra prizes for everyone in their world. And that's going to be kicking off in October. It'll run for 7 weeks. And it's going to bring our whole world alive in PvP as well, with all these players coming in, fighting against each other, with all this other content going on around them.
Aside from that, is there anything else we can expect from Guild Wars 2, like new classes, new raid dungeon?
You know, new dungeons, you're absolutely going to see more of. This whole concept of rolling updates every 2 weeks, one of the things that we want to do is use this as an opportunity to go back, take parts of the game that we think could be more exciting, and have a story that evolves around them changing and becoming more fun. And we're going to do that with some of our dungeons and overhaul them and make them way more challenging, way more exciting. Use this as a way to release a lot of new content like dungeons and bosses and other things along those lines. And then features that you traditionally would associate with an expansion, like a new race, new regions, or new land masses. All of those are things that we're going to start looking at as this year comes to a close. We're going to start looking at those in the future as the kind of projects that we want to build out and expand into. We don't really have any timelines for those types of things. We're really focused right now on getting the core base game as solid as we possibly can and getting the game ready to go to launch in the East. But after that, our next big thing is looking ahead to the future of what we want to do and growing the game in ways that take it to a whole nother level from there.
Speaking of growing and expanding the game, I heard you have an open Mac beta now open.
We do, yes. So all the Mac players out there, you can come play Guild Wars 2. And I know it's hard to find great games on Mac sometimes. We have a lot of great fans who are playing on Mac right now, and we'd love to get more of them. I think it needs a little work, but we're in beta right now to get that knocked out. And yeah, we'd love to get everyone in there.